So this is something I wrote down on a card, actually a long time ago, apparently on the back of an attorney's card who says he's Christ-centered. I don't remember where I got this card, but I wrote this down, and it was a note for a video, and so I wrote expressing emotions and how Aspies are bad at it and thus rarely get taken seriously enough, not helped by not being well versed in our own emotions. So what I was thinking about when I wrote that was that, and this is not Aspies only do this. This is Aspies tend to do this more. Some Aspies don't. Um, Quite a few do that I've met. There's a friend I have, and he's very bad at noticing this. A girl I've noticed very bad at noticing this. And basically, this is something I read a long time ago, that because we lack mirror neurons, and because we have that hard time recognizing emotion in others, um, it becomes hard to recognize our own emotions. And humans are very sort of built to get better at things that we see others doing. So I'm a martial artist. My wife's a chef. Oh, I don't make money at martial arts, but my wife's hobby is still cooking and baking. And she watches other people do her physical action and her artistic actions, and then she gets better. Same for me. I'm slower at it because I'm an Aspie, and so recognizing the subtleties is hard. But I spent more than 20 years working on that, since long before I knew I was an Aspie as a martial artist. And um, and so so that's how I get better. Is I go, oh, he did the thing that oh, he's doing what I have a problem with. I see what I'm doing wrong, and then I get better. Or he's doing what I want to do. What is he doing? And then I mimic it, and I'm like, okay. And yeah, I think I told you about the time that I took a Choi Lee foot class and did everything wrong and still defeated my opponent. Um, that was kind of a funny story. Maybe I'll tell it again sometimes. Anyway, when it comes to emotions, I don't recognize emotions very well in others. As at work, and our baker is having some home difficulties, and she's being teased by a prep cook, and she turned around and ripped his head off, and I saw tears in her eyes, and her eyes were red, and she's screaming, and her glasses are off, and I was like, I didn't have that mirror neuron response. I had that instantaneous, somebody screaming, and I had a little bit of adrenal dump because I recognized there might be a threat in the room, and then I realized it was her screaming, and I looked at all of that, and I went, oh, she's having a bad day. And I felt very good about recognizing that. I felt awesome at recognizing that she was having a bad day. But I was cheating because I already knew from somebody else. I had mentioned that the quality of her product was falling off, and someone said, "Oh, she's having problems at home." Yeah, and then they filled me on the details. So when she came in and screamed at our prep cook, I was like, "That links to this and these things. Okay, she's a human. She's having problems because of this problem." And I happen to know that one of our other servers has what you may have heard is resting bitch face. She's actually very nice. She's very pleasant. She's very helpful, but I thought for a while she was a bitch. And I suddenly realized I was intuiting that because of resting bitch face. Now, as I mentioned, I have resting psychopath face, so that's why I think most people think I'm a psychopath. Uh, it's what it's what my wife said. She also said that I'm no peach, I'm durian, because I'm liked by a few, withstood by others, hated by many, and am not safe to take into public spaces. I love my wife. But yeah, I thought it was funny. Anyway, uh, I have a hard time recognizing emotions in others. I'm sure many of you do as well. And because we don't have that ability to recognize that emotion as well, we have a hard time practicing that and getting that feedback and recognizing our own. And so, therefore, I'll sometimes just lose my shit. And my wife will be like, "Well, why didn't you say anything? If you were so bothered, why didn't you say anything?" And I'm like, "Because I didn't know till now that I was. I had a hard time recognizing my own issues and correcting them. And I've heard that from a lot of Aspies. Now, how do we fix this? By, I hate to say it, strict self-investigation. We have to hold up the mirror to ourselves in our own heads and think about how we're feeling all the time. But not all the time. And here's what I mean by that. If you have a lot of spoons one day and you're not planning on doing much, then you can go throughout your day. You can go get gas, you can go to work, you can go to the gym, you can go to the restaurant, you can go to your friends, you can sit and watch TV. But not on a day you're doing nothing. On a day you're doing some things, but not overly stressful, or maybe overly stressful, but you still have quite a bit of spoons. The point is the extra spoons to spend on this, and in every moment you sit and you think, why do I feel this way? What am I feeling? How strongly am I feeling it? Why do I feel this way? What am I doing about it? You know, so on and so forth. That intense self-investigation, self-evaluation, and just keep going through it. You know, it's like feeling pain. I have a shooting pain up my back right now, and I don't know what's causing it. And it's been causing it for weeks, and I'm going to see the chiropractor, and the masseuse had no idea. I'm going to ask the chiropractor. I feel hot and sweaty right now because I have this brand new shirt on. How did I know that? Well, because this is a brand new shirt. It hasn't been laundered, therefore it's not going to be as breathable. On the front is the silk screen thing here. This is, by the way, from the backer kit from the Journey Quest Season 3. I supported it. They sent me a shirt. It was nice. And this is, you know, it doesn't breathe right here. And the AC's off at the moment because it's loud and I wanted to record videos. I turned it off. And it's the middle of summer and I live next to 2 lakes and it's in the East Coast and it's sea level, so it's humid and hot. That's why I'm uncomfortable. I'm in pain because something is damaged and trying to tell me that it's damaged. So I can self-evaluate that and then know that I feel this way and why. When I'm done recording videos, I'm going to turn on the AC. When the AC is good and running, I'm going to ice down my back. You see. But when it comes to emotions like love and hate and whatever, I have a very hard time dealing with it. You may have easier time. I have severe emotional handicap. Always have, probably always will. I tend to try to stay away from emotions because I can't trust them. But maybe you have a little more room. I've always sort of said like I'm the unwilling Vulcan. I always try to be logical because I'm really trying to avoid emotions. I'm an Aspie already, so it just gets even worse. And I have sort of allowed myself more emotions, or maybe just allowed myself to have a better human mask. Anyway, the reason why you're not going to get the help that you need is because you're avoiding feeling. My wife has a lot of the same problems, but not because she's an Aspie, but because she had a home life, and that was not very good emotionally. And her parents have never been able to deal well with emotions, with themselves. They are not emotionally healthy people. And of course, I am not an emotionally healthy person because of my own parents. So there's actually kind of funny that I talk to her about a lot of things that she's going through, and I say, well, maybe is it because your parents are like this? And she went, we never talked about that. How'd you know? I'm like, because I've met them. My parents are messed up. You've met them. You've met both sets of my parents, and they're messed up. And she goes, and I say, these are them being better. They used to be a lot worse. And she's like, oh. So yeah, just look after yourselves, analyze your own emotions, and if you need help because you're having a bad day or because something's pissing you off or whatever, get help. Preferably not officially, preferably from a friend. Lean on somebody. But get permission, but get help. Hope y'all are having a good week.